Hello everyone, Azure Sapphire here, and today I'm going to be reacting to some of my older videos from 2016 or so. At least this one that I have pulled up here. So this one is a rant on a cartoon police group of some kind. I left the Integra Good Users Alliance and IGUA rant. Original upload date March 17th, 2016. The original channel I had this on no longer exists. It was only the very beginning of the end of separating myself from Google Plus, because that was something that I had a relationship with back in 2016. But the fact that I didn't fully separate myself from Google Plus until 2017, or even as late as 2020, just shows how much of there. I don't think we need to call myself that. It just shows how much of a stubborn ass I was when I was younger. And the video thumbnail is not original. Yeah, because I have an iguana crossed out, and that was not original. But it was something like this, because this was the entire shot of the video. I'm going to full screen it, and I'm going to maximize this in OBS. Oh, a little more. There we go. Okay. Now I have my face cam set up, which this is my first time doing so, by the way. Hi. And I have my video pulled up over here. A good chunk of the screen is going to be cut off, but like, who cares? You're not going to see anything down there. Anyway, let's get started. But first I'm going to check if I have this in higher resolution. Okay, no, 720p is all we get. Alright.
Hello everyone, this is Blazing Emperor 64, aka Games Tunes Plus here. And today, I'm going to be ranting on something worse than this comedian 99 Swell.
Worse than this comedian 99 Swell, eh? Well, I'm going to give you all some context on that. This comedian 99 Swell was, well, a very obvious troll account, given the way that the figures spoke. And also, if you look at his icons, which I still have saved in my OneDrive for some reason, yeah, it was very much someone's troll account. And yet, we were young, dumb 13-year-olds, and we all took that stuff seriously. God, it was so hard to believe that 2016 was 10 years ago now. Also, the way that I opened this, I sounded so serious. Like, oh, we're building up to something super big and epic and mean, evil. Anyway, let's continue.
It is also known as the IGUA, which stands for the Integra Good User Alliance.
Integra Good User Alliance? I think you meant Integra, but sure, that works too.
More like the stupid bullcrap army.
Stupid bullcrap army? What kind of insult is that? Or how would that tie into IGUA, Integra Good Users Alliance? Let me see if I can think of something. I can think of something with those letters. Idiot grifters, something assholes. I don't know. Yeah, I already got IG and A better, so as for you, I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah. This is one of the most childish groups I've ever seen. It's really a clone of the V.
One of the childish groups I've ever seen, buddy. I hate to say it, but that's all the cartoon police groups that you were in back in the day. And it's a clone of the VGCP?
VGCP, without the Go Animate.
Without the Go Animate.
Even the VGCP sucks.
Even the VGCP sucks. Well, fun fact, the video game cartoon police, the VGCP, was the first police group, the first cartoon police group that I ever knew of back in 2013 or so. I didn't really know the innards and whatnot, but I thought the name sounded cool, so I referenced it in one of my videos back then.
I wish I could stop being under arrested by this video game cartoon police.
Also, I'm pretty sure I've seen more childish groups than the iguana and the video game cartoon police, whatever we're talking about today. But yeah, they were not very mature, to say the slightest.
IGUA is what's brainwashing all of us into making bullcrap. Like,
it's brainwashing us into making bullcrap. As if I'm not doing the same these days. Well, as for the brainwashing, that's called TikTok and the rise of Gen AI.
Question videos. What do these have in common? What do you think of this? G major using as an insult. True or false? What do you think of this? What do you think of that? questions, prank videos, reaction videos, and all of that.
Well, we can touch on those videos later, but the question videos were just created with the YouTube video editor, and it said question number 68 or something. What's your address? Something like that. No, seriously, someone actually asked that as a question once and proceeded to dox themselves. Although looking up the address, it's just some generic rich person's home. What do these things have in common? Yeah, go to Twitter for that. What do you think of this? Again, go to Twitter for that. G Major as an insult. Well, yeah, I get it. G Major sounds satanic and evil, but I actually think it sounds kind of cool. I don't know. That's just the mentality of an autistic virgin, I guess. True or false? Again, go to Twitter for that. Prank videos were very much misleading content. But, like, it was opening to this kind of physical media that I hate, and it's a completely different video, which is actual misleading content, like legit clickbait. Well, I don't know if I said that correctly, but you get the point. Reaction videos, not the kinds that I'm doing right now, but me from 10 years ago will explain.
And all of that. And slow motion and fast motion.
Slow motion, fast motion? I mean, I've probably done the same thing when I was younger, even before this time, maybe even after.
And they're also giving us copyright strikes.
Also giving us copyright strikes. Buddy, this is your own problem.
All because we don't know that we're not supposed to use TV show stuff.
We don't know that we're not supposed to use TV show stuff? No, buddy, you very much knew. You very much knew, but those guys, they have some working up to do. They weren't exactly using it for fair use.
Supposed to use TV show stuff. I mean, I wish it was 2014 again sometimes, where we still made our own original content.
Oh, we made our own original content back in 2014, but once 2015 came, that's when YouTube Kids took over. And that's when we stopped making our own original content, except I'm pretty sure all that pointless content was being made well before 2014. Like, I'm 99% sure on that. But also, I guess at that time I was just rather salty about 2015 and how things were changing for me, so I saw 2014 as like one of the greats ever.
Like, I know Caroline Thetford, as she's going to go back to her original content and stop using the stupid name also known as Robot and Monster Rules Dora the Explorer Sucks.
My god, dude, you did not need to insult her like that. For those wondering, Caroline Thetford was someone who was in these cartoon police groups. Well, not exactly in them, but very heavily associated with them because of the circles that she surrounded herself in. Fortunately, she's moved on from that stuff. She never really went back to making her old kinds of content back in like 2013 or so, but whatever. As long as she's living her life now and happy with it, that's all that matters.
And Gangster Fee also said she was gonna stop making this bull crap, but I'm not trying to offend her, but I'm gonna.
Gangster Fee? Okay, this person was very interesting to say the least. Not to mention that they went under like a billion different names during that time. I'm not gonna give context on that, but yeah, I'm gonna explain it, or me from 10 years ago is gonna explain the problem that I had.
Tell her something right now. Why do you keep copying my second username? Like, I had Shadow Sonic X439, and you kind of copied that with an Ice Watterson and 1987. And then you did the same thing with Blazing Emperor 64, but just changed it to your likings. I mean, I'm not mad at you for that, but you could just ask me, because that kind of makes you seem a little of a rip-off artist.
Rip-off artist? Ow, my shin! But yeah, someone very clearly didn't have any original ideas, and I mean, I can't say I blame them too much. My usernames certainly aren't the most original. Like, have you even seen a good chunk of my usernames?
And there's this other stupid videos that the IGA makes, like black and white videos, which if you want to see a black and white picture, just put in frickin' Sony Vegas or Movie Maker and just use the black and white effect. And there, you got yourself a black and white picture. Black and white videos.
True. Or, better yet, Adobe Photoshop, or if you're anti-Adobe and not holding out on CS6 like I am, there's probably some better alternative out there.
Or use a photo editor.
Yeah,
and
just like you said.
Inverted videos, aka pictures. These are even worse because if you want to see that, you could just put in Microsoft Paint, and there, you got yourself a G major picture.
Remember when Microsoft wanted to remove the original Paint from Windows? Pepperidge Farm remembers. But this was 2016. They weren't threatening to replace it with Paint 3D yet.
And people also using G major as an insult. Yeah, G major is not supposed to be taken as an insult. So it's supposed to be something cool, like what Yoshi Maniac does. I mean, he doesn't do G major because he hates the show, but more because he wants to do it for fun. Just like what I did with my G major videos.
Oh yeah, because my G major videos, which were literally pre-existing content, just put into G major. Those were some of my most viewed videos back in the day.
And reaction videos. Yeah, these videos, they're so annoying because they're just videos with characters screaming yes or no.
Yep, I told you I'd explain it.
And it's always going to get you a copyright strike.
It's always going to get you a copyright strike. Well, yeah, because you're using the material for an extended period of time.
And it's always something like my reaction that Justin Bieber won his favorite male singer in the KCAs, which even the KCAs suck too.
Oh yeah, the Kids' Choice Awards. They're always rigged to win with SpongeBob, I think. I don't know. I haven't paid attention to that stuff like ever.
And also, stop adding these groups at the end of your name, like VGCP, EDCP, UTTP. What else can I think of?
FUCK, that's an obvious one.
Yeah, IGUA. Let me think of a 4-letter word.
I'll give you a 3-letter one. HTT. If you know, you know.
AVGN, even though that's not real, I made it up. But it actually stands for Angry Video Game Nerd. Or
yeah, and HTT stands for Hokago Tea Time, or After School Tea Time.
FNAF, FNAF, also known as Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, the YouTube troll police is against Five Nights at Freddy's, which sucks too, but just...
Five Nights at Freddy's sucks too because it's popular, Herk Dirk. I've admittedly never been into Five Nights at Freddy's. Horror games are not my thing, except B3313, but that's just more of a fever dream if anything.
But just leave him alone. And also, to you Hamura-Jam haters, stop taking him so seriously and don't hate him too far.
Oh, don't even get me started on Hamura-Jam, aka VHS, DVDs, and CDs, yes, bad words, no. I'm pretty sure that the dude's... he's living a better life now than he was 10 years ago, but, like, the fact people still actively bully him is just sad.
Because The Simpsons Yes and Nutjack No got me in trouble twice, because he was hating on Hamura-Jam.
No, buddy, that was your own problem. Not to mention that your parents kicked you off the internet because of some stupid shit you did back then.
And yet I ended up making a picture of him, and I had to delete it.
I think the picture I tried making of him was of the shortest man in the world and had Hamuri's face slapped on it.
And people hating characters, villains from shows they like. Yeah. You should only hate them because you have a good reason to.
Cube from Madoka Magica.
Like, I only like Mr. Simpkins from Chuggington only because, not because he's a villain, but because he's not as annoying as the rest of everyone else.
Mr. Simpkins from Chuggington. I have not even watched Chuggington, and I think the one time I did, that shit actually put me to sleep. And that was in, like, speech therapy in elementary school. But no, that was just me pulling a character out of my ass and parroting off someone else.
And then there's rants and salutes. No, wait, I'm not gonna do that. But robot voices. These
Rants and salutes, they had a point, but they were always so formulaic.
things are the worst because these robot voices. And now, as a check to see if you're not lying about yourself, I need to know what you look like, what you sound like.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Easy there, buddy. Some people are not comfortable with sharing their identities online, and I get that. Some people have a very high threat model and cannot be shown online.
And I want to hear, and I want to see videos with your real voice or what you actually look like in real life. Because these robot voices, using them as your real voice, stop doing this.
I mean, it's not supposed to be like your real voice, but it's supposed to be like a placeholder voiceover. Although some people are just lazy and just use these robot voices anyway. And which, like, when it comes to classic TTS, I don't really mind them anymore. Because, like, it's actually kind of charming when it comes to the old Microsoft and Go Animate voices. But when it comes to modern synthesized AI, that stuff tries to sound too real without actually sounding like a real person. Or it very much is not a real person. I don't know what I'm saying, to be honest.
And stop making all these pointless videos.
Stop making all these pointless videos. I mean, it's spam, but YouTube never said that they couldn't, unless it was very much copyrighted or against their terms of service.
Yeah, and stop raging in all caps like this comedian 99 Swell.
Oh, I knew that was funny. I knew that he was a troll account, but I took that shit seriously anyway. Stop raging in all caps like this comedian 99 Swell. Buddy, that was his whole personality. Or the whole personality of that troll account.
Oh wait, unless you really have to, but what else is there?
Well, there's really no reason to be raging in all caps, but sometimes we just let the worst get to us.
Sorry if this is taking too long for me to think.
No, I'm equally guilty. I have to edit a lot of this out.
Alright, prank videos. Yeah, these things are nothing but misleading content, and they'll also get you terminated, just like reaction videos.
Reaction videos, well, at least those kinds with yes and no. Those kinds were just those were just spam, but these prank videos, like prank VHS and DVD openings, were actual misleading content. So I will fully agree with that, at least.
And user videos, yeah, these things. I quit doing them because they wanted me to.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I don't think we should let his name out in the wild. Even though I'm still friends with him, I have respect for the dude. I don't want that name getting out. But user videos, those were just straight up harassment and bullying.
Yeah, user videos, they're just nothing but taken from content you don't own. And violent videos are kind of like the same thing, except you're using Mortal Kombat.
Oh, violent videos are so different from user videos because they're just finishims from Mortal Kombat. So therefore, they are violent videos and not user videos. Same shit, really. Also, I'm 99% sure you would not get away with that these days because YouTube would instantly flag it down.
And these things, they're pointless, especially character videos. And because character videos, they just make no sense. And some people are going to come raging at you, saying, we know you hate the Nut Shack or Dora the Exploder, aka Ebola the Exploder.
Okay, you really did not need to compare Dora the Explorer to the Ebola virus. Like, no, come on. You love Dora as a baby.
And what do you think of these users?
That's just asking to upset someone.
In a good way to reaching how many subscribers, because the only way I find subscribers important is if you're making money, which I'm one of those people who try to make money out of YouTube.
Yeah, I had my videos monetized back then. In fact, that's how my parents were able to pay for my Wii U, because one of my Cartoon Network videos made $318, and that was enough to buy me a Wii U for Christmas.
Yes thing you like and no thing you like. Those are even worse because they're just
So, yes, this, no, that, also pointless. That just take that to Twitter.
piece of text. And what do you think of this day? And you hate a certain day just because somebody you hate was born on that day.
Or a show you don't like was made on that day.
And also, to people who hate Donald Trump,
Oh. Whoa, buddy. We did not need to get political here. I think someone actually quoted this video back in 2016 to the haters of Donald Trump. Now, I knew nothing back then, and I admittedly still don't know that much today, but all I knew back then was Donald Trump bad.
you can continue to hate on him, but don't say something like assaulting him, because you know what that's going to do? That's probably going to get the government spying on you now.
They're probably spying on us all the time, but they're probably going to put you on their shit list. Or worse, at this point, they're probably going to fucking murder you.
And you might go to prison for saying that.
No comment.
And I get that Landon Watkins and Gangster P, and they show themselves what they look like in MS Paint and Powerpuff Girls style. And rants and salutes.
Well, if those two want to show themselves in cartoon form but not their actual selves, then fine. Although they could have been bots for all I know.
They're annoying because you're always using robot voices, which is why I deleted my YouTube video editor rant.
I mean, the YouTube video editor did its job. Not very well, but it did its job.
And they're always pointless because they're the same thing over and over again. And do you know who likes the show? Most of the time, it's always a fictional character, because and they can't like that certain show because they're not real.
Oh, whoa. Do I need to show you from 6 years into the future just how parasocial you were for Sayaka from Madoka Magica, but in Neptunia form?
And if you use a user, you're going to probably offend them.
Or that's straight up harassment and bullying.
By saying they watch this show 24/7.
That was just a dumb insult. Although I think in one rant on Teen Titans Go, someone said that I actually liked that show, but fair point, I actually did like it back then, admittedly.
Unless you were Caroline Thetford, who respected my opinion on Teen Titans Go back when I liked it.
Yep, just like I mentioned.
Yeah, and what got me to leave the IGA was Keen Bainham, because...
Oh, some random Irish movie critic that you never cared about.
Because he explained why the IGA sucks.
So you're just parroting off
And
someone
also,
else.
name
Got
changing.
it.
Stop doing this, because name changing, nobody's gonna know what you are, and it's always something, and it's always a ripoff of someone else.
Oh, that's real rich coming from you, given that I've been through like probably 100 different names at this point, especially over the past 10 years. I've just settled on Azu Sapphire for now. Azu Nakano from K-On! And Sapphire, my birthstone, because I was born in September.
Yeah, and...
I mean, name changing every now and again, it's fine if you're trying to go for a better brand image or clear away the muck of an old name, but like... sometimes it becomes too frequent.
If you want to change your name one last time and you have one of those crappy Go Animate names, just change it to your real name or your first name you ever used.
No. Some people's first usernames are like really, really bad. Or changing it to your real name, again, some people don't want to do that. Some people can't do that because they have a high threat model.
Like, I'm only using Blazing Emperor 64 because that came from my Xbox Live as my second name, because I want to keep the Classic Games Tunes Plus. Yeah, my Xbox Live name used to be Blazing Emperor 4, but I noticed that the number 64 was better, so I just threw that in.
I noticed the number 64 was better. I guess I just thought it sounded better. Well, how does Azunyan Lover 908 sound to you?
But I still want to keep the Classic Games Tunes Plus. And also, you're
Tuffy.
going to change your name one more time. Make it permanent.
I think what I was trying to get at was was like monthly rebrands are why rebrand monthly? I mean, every now and again when you feel like it's needed, sure, I get that, but monthly, that's too much. Although these were random nobodies we're talking about, half of which were probably bots. So who cares, really?
What else is there? Yeah, how much the HUA sucks, how much it sucks, how much it sucks.
How much it sucks, how much it sucks, how much it sucks.
Yeah, they also make these pointless videos, which just make random videos again, or what you used to back in 2014 before.
Oh, I looked like I was really cringing there. I was going psychotic. Like, let's
Pointless
get a
videos,
look at that.
which just make random videos again, or what you used to
Yeah.
back in 2014 before you joined all these groups.
What you used to make in 2014 before you joined all these groups, as if there's a very arbitrary line between the 31st of December 2014 and the 1st of January 2015. Very arbitrary line.
Yeah, I'm going back to all these random videos I did in 2014, not until this August 2015 thing that got me in this group and brainwashed.
No, buddy, you were just trying to find your place, and I get that. You just found the wrong places. Also, yeah, I kind of did start going back to the kinds of content that I was making before I fell into these cartoon police group traps, but like, um, I had all the soul sucked out of me and was making nothing but computer video, and it just got pretty boring. Even 10 years later.
Was my parents and uncle. They supported me to get out of the IGUA, even though they don't know about it.
Well, rest in peace to my uncle, but yes. Well, they supported you in the sense that they had to keep you off the internet, or else they'd probably get fucked up for the rest of their lives. Because shit was going down back then.
Because they want me to actually make good videos.
Well, you were monetizing your content, so you kind of had to if you really wanted to keep that up. Although I couldn't keep up the watch hours by 2018 when they changed their policies.
And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make good videos that people will enjoy.
I'm here for Azu Sapphire videos, not good videos.
Like my Xbox 360 videos. And I might eventually do some PS3 videos once I get one.
I did not get one until January 2022. I have to remember January 2022 one more time.
Or how I get my video game consoles set up again. This time with my powered closet.
Yeah, I still have that.
And what else is there? Yeah, people have been leaving yesterday. And that's most people. And
most people? I hate to tell you this, but most people don't even know what an IGUA is. They're just gonna think, oh, iguana?
This comedian 99 Swell, he's raging about it already.
Yeah, he's raging about it already because he's a fucking troll account. There I am, typing away on my old trusty Dell Precision M6300 that I no longer have. Sag. Oh, I was getting a good smile out of that. What's so funny, me from 10 years ago?
He made a reaction video out of all of us. And people are acting so butthurt. And
people are acting so butthurt? Not like you were any better, because he's a frickin' troll account.
And if you're still in the IGUA, we'll leave now, or you probably have an IQ of 19 or something.
Or you probably have an IQ of 19 or something? Hey, you're talking to 69 IQ over here. Damn it.
And you're also ranting on baby shows most of the time. Oh wait, why did I even call them baby shows? They're actually preschool shows.
Same shit, different toilet.
Excuse me.
Coronavirus!
Spring is coming already. Why do I feel like I have to sneeze again?
I get it.
Yeah. Well... And especially this comedian 99 Swell. He has too many groups in his name.
You let that goddamn bus driver live in your head rent free.
Don't take me to jail. This bus driver 99 swell.
I am not your goddamn bus driver. Call me that again, and I will motherfucking beat you to death.
And it got so long he had to change his name to this C99 swell.
Yeah, you know it's funny. You know it's a troll account.
Okay, well, why do I find something funny?
At least you recognized it.
Remember. Oh. Alright, all these pointless videos, and what is it? Yeah, ranting on preschool shows. Well, why do you keep doing that? You know those shows weren't made for you.
Oh, just because it was made for children doesn't it means that it's completely immune from criticism. I mean, there's a difference between fairly criticizing something, even when it comes to children's stuff, because you can have something made for children that adults can enjoy too. In fact, they kind of have to be, because guess who's probably watching along with the children? The parents. And then there's just shitting on it just for the hell of it. Which, I'll admit, I did a lot back when I was like 10.
Unless there's a good reason you hate it. Like, like Ebola the Exploder. Only...
Oh, dude. Don't compare Dora the Explorer to the Ebola virus. One's just somewhat annoying, whereas the other one actually fucking killed people.
We got a 3.8 out of 10. And...
Oh, we're talking about IMDb scores? Well, the IMDb scores are always going to have rather low ratings because of spammers who just irrationally hate the show. But if we're talking something like Caillou, yeah, that is very much justified. Go Anime Caillou, though, I will not tolerate that kind of slander here. Do you get that?
I only like the old episodes of Dora until 2004, when when Dora became really annoying.
Oh, such an arbitrary line with the Starcatcher episode. Look, she always had this kind of I gotta speak loudly so you might understand me thing. And like, I'm not gonna comment on that. Yeah.
And Breadwinners, it has reasons to suck. And then
oh, Breadwinners, that show was a joke. Actually, no, that show legitimately was a joke. I'm pretty sure it was made as a joke, and Nickelodeon was like, yes, we should pick this up, Herc Dirk. And then that disaster came out, and yeah.
Nut Shack, same thing.
The Nut Shack was trying hard to be like the most offensive show, and me personally, the last time I watched it, I found it like so bad that it was actually good, but maybe I need to give it another rewatch, and maybe my opinion will have changed after all these years. Especially given some jokes are rather insensitive, but that was the point, really.
Problem Solvers, same thing.
Problem Solvers, oh, that show was just way too oversaturated with colors.
They all got low scores on IMDb.
They all got low scores on IMDb, just like Neptunia never got past a 72 on Metacritic, therefore it is objectively bad.
And also, from shows you hate, yeah, you like villains from that show. Like, there's only there should be a good reason why you like those villains.
I mean, yeah, they just look cool. Fine by me. Or maybe you hate the show because you wanted to like it, but you couldn't because something just really dragged it down. Also, I'm just gonna eat this damn Dorito already.
Like Devious Diesel. I haven't watched Thomas in a while, so I don't know if I hate him or like him, but he's fine.
He's fine. It's whatever. I have not watched Thomas in a long time, and that still rings true from 10 years ago.
People need to stop making these videos and start making videos like unboxings and
make unboxings? People don't have infinite money, you know. I'm already strapped for cash as is.
Gaming videos and all this random stuff you used to do.
Some people just don't like video games, and I get that. Or some people just aren't in for making content, and I also get that.
unless you have nothing better to do.
Unless you have nothing better to do. In some cases, I think not making content at all is better than making spam. I think that was the point I was trying to get at.
Then I still respect your onion on these groups.
Respecting
Wait,
onions.
Did I just say onion? Yeah,
Yeah.
I just had to because GameCube Dude 16. He,
Oh yeah, that was another one of a billion names for one person back then. I don't think they've rebranded since 2016 or 17, but yeah, that was just some rando from the UK I knew back then.
he actually calls opinions onions.
Funny. Laugh now.
If you want to do reaction videos, do actual reaction videos, like with the face cam in one of the corners, and you react to a video.
Some people don't want to do that because it breaks their threat model or something like that. I'm doing it because I don't really care. But like, you don't have to do the face cam. Just your voice and sounding genuine is enough.
Yeah, and if you still have a name from Go Animate, make sure you change it.
Change it now! Change it now! Change it now!
If you're still, if you're gonna leave the IGA, because I don't understand these names, because they just make me think that you like one show too seriously, and you take certain shows too seriously.
Hey, I can't say that I'm any better. My username is literally Azu Sapphire because part of it comes from one of my favorite characters, Azu Nakano from Keion or Azunyan. And as for my hatred for Hitomi from Madoka Magica, it's mostly just a meme.
Like, I killed off every single other second username I used except for Blazing Emperor 64.
No, the fuck you didn't. Sit the fuck down, Tony.
4 sounds like an awesome name, and so awesome that it can only be a second name because I want to keep the Classic Games Tunes Plus name.
It sounds awesome. It sounds very gamer. That's because it was auto-generated by Xbox Live.
And people who left the IGA, good for you. Because you're making good choices by acting more mature.
Yeah, it's a part of growing up. I get it. I've been there, because I was you 10 years ago.
Yeah, the IGA is so immature and childish. Well, why don't you just leave it now? I don't know.
Some of
what
that
to
stuff
say
takes
in this
time.
rant. Probably because I don't feel like watching anything during this video because I don't want to rip anyone off.
Well, sometimes you gotta do
And
your
using
research.
G major as an insult, only use G major for fun.
G major for fun? Yeah, I still get that. G major as an insult, I'm just gonna laugh at you.
And my feelings right now. These videos are the worst. I know.
Oh, boo-hoo! Does it look like I care? Boo fucking who! Does it look like I care?
Archer, yes, Chip Hazard, no, does them all the time. Sometimes with the same picture.
Oh, well, there. We did not need to call him out.
People, well, if you want to know your feelings right now, why don't you just post it on Google Plus or something?
Oh, passive aggressive.
So,
Or
you
maybe
have
that
two
was a little
choices
active.
if you're still in the IGA. Leave it, or you only have an IQ of 19.
69 IQ here.
Which I left it back in January because it sucked so much.
No, you only quote-unquote left with that video, or the night before. Or, technically, you never even left until 2017 or so.
Yeah, I can't believe I was using Luring Venus 122 as a bullcrap channel, because now I'm just going to make it an extras channel with videos that don't suit my normal channel.
I mean, not like it really mattered, because my channel is just random garbage anyway, and still is.
So I'll see you later. Bye. Here's my Xbox 360.
Come on, pause. Yeah, that video was a roller coaster. I've been recording for 44 minutes now because I kept going back and forward and whatnot. This one... okay, yeah, I gotta skip this one because it has one of my personal email addresses in it. Let's look at this one. This is another one I've been meaning to react with. iPhone 5C 8GB model rant. Let's read the description real quick. It might have the original. Yes, it does. Original upload date, August 11th, 2016. This rant honestly made no sense at the time I was putting it out, as it was already discontinued about a year prior, and American parents spoiled toddlers with their $1,000 plus phone in this day and age anyway to shut them up. In this short video, I explain why the 8GB iPhone 5C is terrible, and why if you're going to buy it for a little kid, get them a 32GB iPod Touch 6th generation instead. Congratulations, you just wasted 2 minutes and 51 seconds of my life. Alright, but let's actually watch this, or listen to it, because it's just one image.
Hello everyone, it's Kashmir, and today I'm going to be ranting on the 8GB iPhone 5C. Alright, just why did Apple have to make the iPhone 5C an 8GB? I mean, I know it was a cheaper option, but in 2000...
Yeah, it was a cheaper option. It was a terrible option, but it was a cheaper option, and you could get it for free on a contract back when that was still a thing.
2016, nobody can survive with only 8GB.
Nobody can survive. Okay, buddy, how about I throw you in the fucking woods? You're gonna be fucking dead in a few hours.
And when I first got my iPod Touch in 2011, it was only 8GB, and I was kind of disappointed from that, but it was still...
Yeah, at least I remember that I was rather disappointed with the measly amount of storage on my iPod Touch, but I was able to get by with it with how little I had on there, although I could only have like one movie at a time and a few games.
Okay, back in 2011, and I still used that thing until 2014.
Yeah, given the use that my iPod Touch got, 8GB was sufficient.
Well, I got it fixed in 2013. And 2016 and 2015, it's literally unusable.
Literally unusable? Well, if you had like very few things installed, I still have an 8GB iPhone 5C sitting around, actually. Basically untouched since 2016, and still on iOS 9. It was usable, but it was definitely not pleasant if you had to load more than a few apps.
Yeah, because you need at least 16 or 64 or even 32GB to survive.
You need X amount of storage to survive, like your life depends on it. Okay, buddy. 16, 64, or even 32. That's a weird way to say it, but okay.
I mean, yeah, if you're gonna give it to someone who spams their iPad with games and movies, don't give it to them.
Don't give it to them. I promise you, do not give it to them. Except giving it to them as their first phone, just for, like, basic phone functionality. That would have worked back then, but not anymore because it doesn't have VoLTE.
And just give them a 64GB iPod Touch 6th generation instead.
64GB? Oh. You're so spoiled.
Or even a 32GB.
Or even a 32.
Like, my sister was only given the iPhone 5C 8GB because she wanted to play Pokemon Go with us.
Well, we had to do that on like a hotspot because that 5C didn't have a SIM card in it, and we were not willing to pay for service for a 7-year-old at the time, 7 going on 8. She's 17 now and has my old iPhone 13.
And I'm not much of a Pokemon Go fan myself.
Still not.
But if she wanted to play it, then we let her play it. But she doesn't have service, which means we have to share service. And
oh yeah, we only got like 2 whole gigabytes back then, I'm pretty sure.
And yeah, I really do not recommend the iPhone 5C 8GB. And if you want something for a little kid, that's gonna play games, do not get them the 8GB iPhone 5C. Just get them at least the 32GB iPod Touch 6th generation, because yeah, my sister has a 32GB iPad mini 1st generation herself, and she has about 11GB worth of movies on there.
Yeah, we just loaded up movies on that back then. And, I mean, it did its job. I mean, iOS 9 really slowed it down, but it did its job.
And she plays a lot of games on there, but she has to constantly delete them because she has 11GB worth of movies.
Admittedly, my sister still is pretty terrible with storage management. Like, she was hammering 128 gigs until I gave her my 256 gig 13 back in September, and I don't know how she's doing on storage now, but she's probably going to fill it up very soon, knowing her.
Yeah, I know Apple did the same thing for the 4S back in 2013, but that got discontinued after a year.
Yeah, and so was this.
And that was when the 4S was starting to become kind of irrelevant compared to the 5C.
The 5C was never good, at least when it comes to sales and value proposition.
So I'll see you later. Bye.
Well, that was a very hasty way to end that video, but I actually could think of a valid use case not these days, but back when this video was made, if you put me from now back then, I could think of a valid use case for giving a child an iPhone 5C 8 gig over a 32 gig iPod Touch 6th generation. Giving it to them as a basic phone for making phone calls and texting them. Like, yeah, it has access to apps, but you could just lock it down, give them only the essentials, only what they need. And I guess over time you could unlock it, but that's besides the point, really. Back then, it could have been okay as a basic smartphone, or basic phone at the right price. But this model was already discontinued a year before I made this video, so the point is not really there. First video on the 2016 to 2018 channel, in which I moved channels in a further desperate attempt to zap anything cartoony or otherwise cringy from my ego, which only made it more cringe in the process. Yeah, you see, I own up to being an autistic virgin these days. But I'm not gonna spoil anything back then, because just watch for yourself.
What is up, guys? It's Kashmir, and today I'm going to be showing you my iPad 2. This is a 64GB model with the smart cover, and the color is black.
The color, the bezel, the unacceptable bezel.
Yeah, let's just turn that off for now. So obviously you can see a scratch down here.
I don't know if I'd say that's obvious, but actually I can kind of see it even in my OBS preview on my 16-inch portable here, so yeah, that is noticeable even from a distance and my less than ideal eyesight.
Yeah, I actually swapped out my iPad. I originally had a 32GB iPad, but I wanted to double the storage, so that's why I have this one with the scratch down here. And
admittedly, I never even used the 64 gigabytes because iOS 9 was just so bad on A5 devices. Like, if any of you remember the pain, you remember.
I don't really mind that. So
it probably annoyed me a little bit, but it's whatever, really. I probably would have tried to swap them out.
Why don't I give you an overview? So we got FaceTime camera, home button, 9.7-inch screen, 1024 by 768 at 132 pixels per inch, sleep-wake button, mute switch, volume rocker, the plastic for the cellular bands to go through.
Yeah, but that's just the antenna window, as I would call it these days.
0.7 megapixel camera, Apple logo, iPad 64GB, mono speaker, 30-pin dock connector.
That took me a while to say.
SIM card slot. You can see it.
I can't really see it. My Canon 300HS was not very good with video recording.
It's a bit roughed up over here, but once again, I don't mind that because I have the smart cover on it.
A smart cover really did nothing, if you ask me.
And let's put the smart cover back on. It's gonna be a bit hard.
Oh, a little aggressive
So
drop
why
there.
don't we turn this thing on?
Turn it on, as in wake it up from sleep mode? Yeah.
And I don't have a password on here because I can't be bothered to put one on an iPad 2.
Even back then, I knew that thing was worthless.
Sorry for me kicking the tripod.
Sorry for me kicking the tripod. You probably could have just cut that out of the video.
So we got our typical apps and YouTube, Google+, Skype, Apple Store.
Oh yeah, because I was still using Google Plus. The iPad Essentials.
Extras, and of course I have to have Goat Simulator on here, but because it's an iPad 2, Goat Simulator just doesn't run very well on here.
And I think on the iPad 3, yeah, the Apple iPad 3, I think it would just straight up crash. Same for my sister's iPad mini first gen.
So let's load the Apple Store. Let's just close out of my account so you don't see my information.
The hell was the point of that then?
Do I recommend this tablet to anybody? No.
I love that part. Do I recommend this tablet to anybody? No. And I barely even showed the damn thing working.
Do I recommend it to the most basic people?
Do I recommend it to the most basic people?
No.
No! I should not be laughing at that, but for the most basic of people, the Apple iPad 2 was probably still fine, but it was unpleasantly slow. But, like, damn, I was so blunt about that.
I mean, at least get them the cheapest brand new iPad you can get, like...
At least get them the cheapest brand new iPad you can get, like...
an iPad mini 2. Unless you really don't want to spend $270 on the base model.
No, I completely get that. I have not bought a brand new tablet ever because I cannot justify it. I mean, I've thought about it every now and again, albeit with Android tablets, because I don't really like iOS that much anymore, and for my use cases, Android would probably just be better, but also Android tablets just kind of suck from what I understand.
iPad. And for a person like me, might as well get either an iPad Mini 4 or a Samsung Galaxy Tab S. This thing is...
Samsung Galaxy Tab S, that was a little old by then. I think I meant the S2.
just too old.
This thing is just too old, was 5 years old, but things aged differently back then. Now I bet you that a 5-year-old... Oh god, the iPhone 13 is turning 5 years old this year. That thing has barely even aged, well, at least until iOS 26 came out, in which it's probably aged a little bit, but it's not terrible.
And I don't even know why Apple must let it support iOS 9.
Or I could pull out my 4-year-old Google Pixel 6a if I can find it. That is actually still doing really well, contrary to what some people may say on it not having enough RAM to even be usable.
Yeah, the iPad 2, once you got to iOS 8 on it, that's when you really needed to get a new iPad.
That's when you really needed to get a new iPad. Well, okay, even on iOS 7 it was pretty slow. Just mobile devices from that time aged like bread.
So, I'll see you later. Bye.
Oh, here's another rather quick and pointless video. Roku LT 2400X. Original upload date, 2nd of September 2016. Junko Kono's birthday, although she was dead for like 33 years by that point. Okay, who the hell is going to watch an overview video on a budget streaming box from 2011 that already lost support by the time this video was made? This is Nate videos here boring. Oh, whoa. Inside joke there. But if you know, you know. I would replace that with Budget Builds Official personally, but that's just me. Even the original description was uninspired. Overview of Roku's budget streaming box from 2011. Let's look at this. Very rudimentary intro, but it works. Well, a little startling though.
This is a Roku LT. This is the $50 box that was Roku's budget box in...
The $50 box that was Roku's budget box. I like boxes. Box means vagina.
2011 up until 2014 when it was replaced with the streaming stick HDMI version.
Oh yeah, because there was an NHL version of Roku streaming stick that wasn't very compatible.
So you can see it's purple.
What? I can barely see that. Your camera sucks.
It's Roku. It's actually a second generation, but it just says Roku, not Roku 2. Then here's our light indicator. You can see it's purple, and then the bottom is black.
Yeah, the
And
bottom is black because it's mostly a rubber foot.
on the bottom, you can see that it's a 2400X.
2400X?
Not really sure if you
What?
can see it because the camera's
I
not
can't see
focusing.
that.
But it is a 2400X.
Liar, liar, plants for hire. I'm not believing you.
Right here it says 2400X.
But yes, it was a 2400X.
Might just be too small for the camera.
No, your
Then
camera just
here's our
sucks.
Roku tag, power jack, reset, the whole.
Fun fact, I actually blew up a Roku 2 XD because I used the wrong power supply. It used the same power supply as the Roku LT over here. Well, I didn't really blow it up, but I fried it.
AV out, which on the 2450X, these are real AV jacks rather than the special jack.
Apparently in the 2450X, they also severely downgraded the hardware,
Then HDMI,
which was upside down for some reason.
and then there's the 2700X, which I only have the 2400X, which is the original. But the 2700X looks very different, and it looks like the Roku 1.
Oh yeah, because that was in that weird time when Roku just named their products Roku 1, Roku 2, Roku 3, Roku 4. Like they were sequels to each other, but no, that was just their tiering system. I mean, they figured it out like a month after I made this video, but still.
So let's get this thing plugged in. And also, what this doesn't have, it doesn't have the USB port on the XS, doesn't have the micro SD card slot on the XD, and doesn't have the Ethernet port on the XS. Before we plug the thing in, I'd like to show you the remote for the Roku LT.
That is so empty. I'm not used to seeing that anymore. In fact, let me grab out a remote for a 2021 Roku Ultra 4800X. This is what it looks like. It's rather complex these days, and actually quite functional.
As you can see, it's a very basic remote, and this one is heavily worn from excessive use. So this one, we just have our back button, home button, arrow keys, OK button, rewind, fast forward, option button, and play button.
I might still have that around at my cousin's house, actually. Like, both the remote and the Roku LT itself. Because, yeah, they never got rid of their old streaming boxes. Like, they were put away into storage long ago.
There's no quick access buttons, and there's no loop button. And this also has no gaming in it. You'd only get that with the Roku 3 and the XS and the Roku 4.
Gamers!
All the higher end Rokus.
Well, not anymore.
So I have this plugged into the Sony Vaio VGC LV150J right
Oh,
now.
my reflection.
Because at the time, I don't have a current TV right now.
I don't have a current TV right now.
Plug
Yeah,
this
because
into
I had intentionally took it down for that Sony Vaio. That was an interesting Sony Vaio, but it was a nuisance, to be honest.
my power socket.
God, I've been recording for over an hour now.
So here's the boot up screen.
Oh, gee, Rick. This sure has taken a while. I think I had to mute the audio here because family in the background.
Are the batteries dead in this remote? They probably are because it hasn't been used in over 6 months. So here's the remote for the Roku 2 XD. So this one,
What?
we
I can
have
barely
quick
see that.
buttons. This one still doesn't have the Roku letters on it because it's been used, but not as much as that Roku remote. So now I got this working. And I'm sorry if that bothers any of you.
Oh, I'm so offended by S-word contact, drugs, and rock and roll. But seriously, Roku's ads are just... Also, not so fun fact, they actually stole $12 from me on an HBO Max subscription that I never asked for, and I went asking for help, and the Roku mods were really salty because I said the word jellyfin, and they got my account banned.
Yeah, that ad on
From the entirety
side.
of Reddit.
So let's see how long it takes to load this old Netflix app.
Oh, I hope this doesn't show anything personal. The nut job. Oh yeah, I probably had to mute that out too because family.
Yeah, so basically, do I recommend this player to anybody? Yeah, I still recommend it, even.
Bro, you were literally shitting on the iPad 2 in your previous review. And you barely even did anything with this one as well. In fact, I argue you did even less with this than you did with the iPad 2. And you say you still recommend this? I mean, it still did its job, but it was also pitifully slow even back then. I mean, if you put me from now into 2016, I wouldn't recommend it because used Rokus are so worthless that you literally are not getting a good deal. In fact, even new Rokus are worthless because I'm pretty sure you can get the cheapest ones for like $30, and the Express 4K Plus, at least that I got my grandma 3 years ago, is actually still quite decent. And I think we only paid like 30 each. They were on special, I think.
No, it's coming up at 5 years old. And I still recommend it because still makes a good basic player, even though it only does 720p.
720p, unacceptable.
As I can show you right here.
Well, we saw my SSID over there, but it's an old SSID.
Only goes up
doesn't
to
matter.
720.
So I don't get it. Why do you still recommend this, but you don't recommend an
Yeah,
iPad
so
2?
this was my overview and review of the Roku LT.
Oh, here's another one from 2016.
Hello, everyone.
What's on my iPhone and iPad? August 14th, 2016. The only one of these I ever did. I'm not sure why I had a thing for these videos when I was like 12 to 14. Also, more whining about the false perception of liking cartoons being cringe. Yeah, because I was really insecure about that back then. Like, I was an attention whore back then. Like, even I knew it back then, but I didn't care. The original description, the title explains it all, showcasing what's on my iPhone 6 and iPad 2. The iPad has some cringy content since I used it at age 10 and 11 mostly. I'd argue you were more cringe at 13, 14, but sure, that works too.
Hello everyone, it's Kashmir, and today I'm going to be showing you what's on my iPhone. This is an iPhone 6 64 gigabyte in silver, and let's enter my password because Touch ID never freaking works.
Whoa, he said freaking! He said a swear word! He said a fucking bad word! But yeah, that thing was rather ratchety. I think only a week after I recorded that video, I had to get my iPhone serviced, and that fixed the Touch ID not working, but then it also brought along touch disease, and yeah, that thing was just terrible. I knew I should have asked for an Android phone back then.
Yeah, so got messages, calendar, which I never use calendar, photos, which I use all the time to look through my photos and delete them, camera, FaceTime, which I haven't really used that much, weather,
It's there for when you need it.
clock. I never really use the weather app. Sometimes I use clock for my school alarm.
Oh, my school alarm. Oh, and also because having the clock on the home screen was actually really handy because you could actually see the second hand tick down. That's something that I'm still salty that Windows 11 got rid of, was the seconds counter.
Google Maps, which I sometimes use. Videos, which I never use because I
fuck
don't have
Apple
any
Maps.
movies on here and never plan to put any movies on here.
So why don't you delete it from the home screen then?
App Store, Instagram, YouTube, settings. Here's my social media folder, which has
Oh, let's demonize social media, said no one but school assemblies back then.
my Facebook, Twitter, Facebook Messenger, Google Plus, DeviantArt,
Did you just see that? This motherfucker uses DeviantFart.
Snapchat.
Oh yeah, I had a bit of a hatred for Snapchat back in 2016 because the schools kept demonizing it back when they were doing their whole anti-social media crusade. But then eventually I made a Snapchat because my mom did, and so did my uncle and others in my family.
And I have my MP3 in here for some reason, which, yes, I use that to listen to some songs.
The only music I have in my MP3 is Silva Gunner rips and Pokemon remixes. So I was willing to admit that, but I was not willing to admit liking cartoons. I don't get it. Also, yeah, back when you had to use sketchy apps to download music directly onto an iPhone, which you still have to do, and it still bothers me, and that's why I don't use Apple anymore.
From YouTube and download them. And here we have Skype.
Yeah, because
Hangouts.
Skype was still a thing back then. Google Hangouts, because sometimes I'd get not video calls, but audio calls with randos on Google Plus. Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm not any more fucked up than I already was back then.
iArcade Plus folder, which
That's kind of a cringe name, but okay.
has all my games and other apps. So we have Roblox.
This motherfucker has Roblox and yet thinks liking cartoons is cringe. Oh.
Minecraft Pocket Edition, Crossy Road,
Good old Pocket Edition.
Smashy Road, Tiny Tower, Angry Birds Seasons, Angry Birds Rio, Minion Rush,
Angry Birds.
Pocket Mortys.
I remember a little bit of Pocket Mortys, but I never really played it after like the first day. I just gave up.
The Simpsons Tapped Out.
Yeah, I gave up on that one too.
Angry Birds Star Wars 2, Disney Crossy Road.
Disney Crossy Road. They got rid of that one for some reason. Sag. It was actually kind of cool, but then, but funny enough, in 2018 I was actually shitting on it, and I thought Crossy Road became bad because of that.
Pic Collage, VHS.
Pic Collage, yeah, I was still using that rather frequently, even in recent years. I haven't reinstalled it on my Pixel 6a, or at least I don't think I have, because usually I'd rather just go to my computer to make my meme edits.
Camcorder.
Yes, the VHS camcorder that was behind a paywall in order for me to make one video.
Recorder, which that's a recorder that can shoot in different qualities.
Different qualities because I wanted to have kind of an iPhone 3GS recording vibe.
PlayStation app, Pokemon Go, which yes, I'm too stubborn to admit that I kind of like Pokemon Go.
But you said literally in like the other video that you're not really a Pokemon Go fan. What happened? And also, you're willing but somewhat ashamed to admit that you like Pokemon Go, but you're not willing to admit that you like cartoons?
A little bit. eBay, Craigslist, Letgo, Wallapop, Miitomo, which I never play.
Rip Miitomo.
YouTube Gaming, which I never use.
YouTube Gaming? The hell is the point of that?
And Google Play Music.
Play Music, rip. I don't think I've even downloaded most of my Play Music that my uncle loaded onto my account. Also, rest in peace.
And some games on here are a bit cringy, like Minion Rush, but I only play them when I'm bored.
I only play when I'm bored, so that was my excuse for liking cartoons but hiding it.
And I'm not a big mobile gamer, but I do play mobile games sometimes.
I remember one time in a voice call, a friend heard my Galaxy S4, which was another phone that I had but didn't have service in because it was locked to AT&T. It made a Minion noise, and he noticed that was Minion Rush, and he told me to delete it. I thought Minion Rush was pretty fun early on, but then once they started turning it into like the whole jelly levels thing, it wasn't really as fun to me anymore. I don't think it was because I grew out of it as much as I just didn't feel like it was as replayable. Well, mindlessly replayable.
And I have a folder dedicated to Goat Simulator.
Because of course you do.
Which I have Goat Simulator and Goat MMO. I don't have Goat Z because it's really unstable.
Oh yeah, funny. Because one review I saw back then for Goat Z was it's more unstable than Windows 8. Windows 8? Really? That just had not very good UI. That was the main problem with it.
And we have the TV folder, which I never even touch a single app in here most of the time. Roku, Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Video, Optimum.
Ew, cringe. Although, admittedly, they're our ISP now because Verizon is even worse.
Nickelodeon, Disney XD, PlayStation View Mobile, and Google Cast.
Oh, that mask is really falling apart because you have Nickelodeon and Disney XD on there.
And we have OneDrive, which I use to upload videos from my phone to my computer.
Yeah, stupid fucking Apple.
OneNote. And we have the extras folder, which has Compass, Tips.
Oh
voice
yeah, because this
memos,
was back then when you
contacts,
couldn't hide apps
Find
that
Friends,
you didn't need
Find
or
iPhone,
didn't use.
GarageBand, iMovie, Apple Store, Pages, iTunes U, Keynote,
iTunes for Wii
Numbers, Stocks, Health, iBooks, Wallet, iTunes Store, Reminders, Notes, No Wait, which I don't even use that app. It was something for Red Robin, and I never even use it because it doesn't work.
Oh yeah, because that was a thing apparently. Also, having to go over them one by one, cringe.
My Verizon, which I use to check data usage, Apple Watch,
Which I don't have to do anymore because now I have Visible. Yeah, I know. I said I know I said fuck Verizon, but Visible is actually pretty good. I like their service. I have unlimited now.
Game Center, Google Drive, G Drive, which I use to download my videos from Google Drive onto this phone.
Yeah, because for some reason you couldn't do that back then. Apple.
Apple Maps, which is a piece of garbage, so that's why I have Google Maps in the front.
I'm sure Apple Maps got better by 2016, but I remember back in 2012 or no, I don't remember actually, but I remember hearing that people hated Apple Maps back then
Port
because
Utility,
it wasn't really
Sonos,
useful.
which I never use, Kindle, which I couldn't get logged in, and LL Cats, which the database hasn't updated in a while. And we have Calculator, Talkatone, and Instagram Quick Reposter. And I also have the phone app, Safari, Mail, and Music, which I'm a big user of music. So why not I show you what's on my iPad now?
Oh, here comes the iPad, the big scary iPad.
So here's my iPad.
This part of the video is going to get real good. Trust me.
It's in a Targus Versavu case, which it's a pretty cool case.
Not really.
And
that thing was a nuisance,
Obviously,
honestly.
it's an iPad 2. I don't really like the iPad itself, but the case is cool.
This was back when I still had the 32 gig iPad 2. Like, it was just a week before I made the overview video on the 64 gig one.
Which, there's no comfortable way to have this in the case without the stand, so I'm just going to take the case off. They need to have that case a bit better.
Pretty cool case, but they need to have it a bit better. Yeah, that thing was a nuisance.
So, let's turn on this iPad, and I don't have a password on here because I'm too lazy to put one on here. And this is where...
But also because I don't think I ever had a password on it back then. Also, black wallpaper. Oh, depressed emo. Boo-hoo. Keep in mind, the most I used this iPad was when I was 11, and at the time I still liked now cringy stuff. Now cringy stuff? I mean, it could have been cringe back then. It could be cringe now. Or it could have been fine back then, in 2016. Now cringy stuff.
really gets cringy.
It really gets
disgusting.
cringy and
You have
disgusting. Oh, don't tell me that you have Pokemon videos on there. Well, 13, almost going on 14.
Mail, settings, tools app, folder, which has Game Center, reminders, clock, contacts, notes, maps, and calculator. Which
Yeah, because iPads, for the longest time, did not have a built-in calculator app. It was so stupid.
of course, it's a different version of calculator because the iPad does not have a calculator built in. And we have music, Facebook, camera, FaceTime, App Store, iArcade, which
But not iArcade
has
Plus.
some pretty cringy games in here, like Roblox is fine,
Roblox is fine, but watch this.
Minion Rush, Tapped Out, Subway Surfers, Pac-Man, Legends of Ooh,
Pac-Man Lite, because I was a broke ass back then. Legends of Ooh, I don't really remember that one, to be honest.
a Steven Universe, Attack Light. I don't remember
Attack
what the
the
name
Light.
is, something, but Steven Universe sucks, which means I want to delete that game. Which, why don't we do so right now?
Steven Universe sucks, so let's delete that game.
And
I'll admit, Steven Universe bored me. But I sure loved to hate it on it back then.
You're both girls.
Probably me at the time. Who knows? Who cares?
I'll probably delete Legends of Ooh as well because I don't play that game. Yes, some of these games I only have on here for boredom.
So you have games on there to bore you? That's kind of counterintuitive, but okay.
Where's My Water 2? Flow Free.
Flow Free, that one's good. I still like that one.
Buddy, which my cousin got me into that game.
I was never really into it. The kick of the buddy, he was just obnoxious.
Formula C, which not a fan of that game anymore.
It was just free Cartoon Network shovelware.
A Pokédex for iPad, which is no longer being produced.
Sad.
Cut the rope. Holiday, I think, and Crazy Squares.
Yeah, the Pokédex for Gen 5. I have a few memories with that.
Yeah, I remember those commercials back in 2013. Good times.
Yeah, Pepperidge Farm remembers.
And we have the Angry Birds folder, which has Angry Birds Rio.
Angry Birds was still fine until the movie came out. The Angry Birds movie, bad. Once again, I've never watched the Angry Birds movie, so I can't have a say on it, but I gotta watch it and see what I think. But really, I think when Angry Birds started to lose its magic for me was actually with Angry Birds Star Wars, or more so Star Wars 2, because that's when they really got in with the whole Star Wars thing. I liked Angry Birds Space, though. That one was one of my favorites.
Angry Birds Star Wars, Angry Birds Seasons, Angry Birds Friends, Angry Birds, which is the free version of Angry Birds Space, all-in-one walkthrough for Angry Birds, Bad Piggies, Angry Birds Star Wars 2,
featuring the bootleg Red or Terrence,
Angry Birds Epic, and Angry Birds Go.
Epic was not very epic. I found it pretty boring, and Go didn't even work on my iPad.
I don't have Goat Simulator on here because on the iPad 2 and 3 it crashes, while on my sister's iPad mini first generation it seems to work. News, My Talking Tom, which I hate Talking Tom nowadays because he's so freaking annoying.
Oh no. That was kind of part of the charm, but I remember back in 2014, I quite liked My Talking Tom. These days I probably wouldn't play it because I wouldn't have any reason to, but I have a little bit of nostalgia for that game.
I don't even know why my sister likes him.
Whoa, disrespecting opinions?
Photo Booth, Google Maps, Photoseed.
Photoseed was
yeah,
fun.
I remember that. Good times. And the TV folder, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, which sucks nowadays.
Cartoon Network sucks nowadays. Yeah, what's airing on TV? What do you fucking think? That meme is probably still true even today, but the channel's dying.
Netflix, Fios Mobile, which I don't even have Fios anymore, so Roku, Show Anytime, HBO Go, and Optimum. I haven't touched this iPad in a while. We have My MP3 on here as well, Wikipedia, iTunes Store, the Weather Channel, Find Friends, Amazon Music, YouTube Capture, Peanut Butter Jelly Time, Instagram, Adam Dream, which, once again, I don't play that game either. It was just for my sister to play.
I think that was actually a WiiWare original, if I remember right.
Back when she used to share this iPad. Transformers Construct Bots, which they used to have those commercials along with Furby Boom. I don't even know why I have this game on here.
Oh yeah, because that was part of my whole superiority complex back then when I was like 11. I'm like, Furry Boom is for girls, that's cringe. And then I went and downloaded a contemporary boys thing, and I never got into it. Not gonna lie, I probably would have enjoyed the Furby Boom more. Like actually.
As the only reason why I downloaded it is because I found Furby Boom inferior to it.
Furby Boom inferior? Well, the unfortunate thing about Furby Boom is that you need an older 32-bit device to play it these days. Or you better have it downloaded already, I think. Because I don't think it's even on the App Store anymore, even if you have one of those old 32-bit devices.
Dictionary, podcasts, tips. There's this drawing app, Find iPhone, Google Earth, Guide for iOS 7, which this now has 9.2 on it. The Human Body, which that was a popular app back in September 2013. iBooks,
I think it was
iCandy
free
Level,
for a limited time.
Kindle, Logos Quiz, My Food Days, which that's what we used for my school lunch.
And funny enough, that same year, I think we had stopped using My Food Days altogether. And the year after that, I went to high school, which was in a different district, and that completely changed how lunch worked.
MyVid, which no longer works, so I'm going to delete that. Perfect Video Editor, which is nowhere near perfect.
That's just pretentious naming, but I guess it worked. But it was one of those. It was one of those dodgy watermarked video editors.
And we have TeamViewer, wallpapers for iOS 7, Voxer, wallpapers for iOS 7 again, and an old version of Bakery Story, which I remember playing that in February 2012. I didn't get this iPad until November of that year.
I just had a review. I just had a refusal to delete that version of Bakery Story because I had some nostalgia attached to it.
Then down here we have Messages, which you can't see, but now you can see. Messages, Safari, YouTube, Chrome, Videos, and Photos. Yeah, I haven't touched this iPad in a while and really need to get some stuff off of it because it's just so cringeworthy to me now.
So cringeworthy to me now.
So I'll see you in another video. Bye.
I'm not gonna lie. This today is probably more cringe to me now than what I was calling cringe in this video. Also, wow, that is loud. And geez, I've been recording for an hour and a half now. Okay, yeah, I did 5 videos today. I think that's a satisfactory amount. I'm gonna resize my OBS, or my desktop on OBS. Probably gonna resize it again anyway, but whatever. Yeah, so that's it for today's installment of reacting to some of my older videos from 2016. Maybe another time we'll react to some more of my videos from 2016, or maybe some other years. Despite my reactions to what I was saying back in 2016, these days, I can't really say that I hate these videos. I kind of have grown an appreciation for them. Yeah, I cringe at them, but I kind of have an appreciation for the bad old days these days. Like, really, I can't think of an era in my videos that I actively hate. I mean, if anything, I probably wish even my worst eras were still, like, in my archives. Just so I could laugh at them, but I hope you all enjoyed this if you watched along, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.